My name is Adelabu. I come from Ijebu-Ode, Nigeria, but I live here in Harare, Zimbabwe. I worked for you, Jacob Dube. You came to me in 2018 seeking for power, fame, and wealth. I worked for you. I sent you to bring sand from 5 churches, from 5 different men of God, which you did. Remember, you made a vow to pay 300,000 rands every 3 months. Now you have gotten what you wanted, but you refused to pick my call. You refused to call me. You never answered my call.
What started as a rumor has been given credence after all. The present-day church has come under intense criticism as a result of some questionable doctrines such as these.
Nice. How does it taste like?
It's sweet.
Is it sweet? Is it nice?
Life.
Rise up! Yes! Come on!
Come on!
Jacob Dube, popularly known as J. Israel, confessed to some of the gory practices he had been initiated into in order to gain fame, competition, wealth, and for selfish ambitions, as opposed to preaching Christ to the Church of God.
I met this man through Facebook. We started talking, and he said to me, you know what, I can see that you're having a church that side, this and that. There's a lot that you can do as a young man. You know, I can take you places. You can become the next Makandiwa of Zimbabwe. You know, there's a man in Zimbabwe called Emmanuel Makandiwa. I think he's got the biggest church. You know, there's another one called Iberenjo as well, who since left the country. Zimbabwe, is now in the UK. But he said to me, you can be bigger than all these people. I said, really? Bigger how? Then he said, I'll help you have the crowds. You gather thousands of people. You have money. You have everything you want. I said, how is that possible? Then he started talking to me. Then he said, even when it comes to the prophetic, prophesying, saying things about people and all that, I can help you. It's just a matter of us traveling together. I'll take you to some places, and then when we get there, they will give you what they will give you, and then you begin to see deeper. You know, you just meet a person, you just tell them their phone numbers, their names, their surnames, and everything without any hassles. I was intrigued. I was excited. I was very, very excited at what this man was saying, and I said, you know what, it's fine. The following day, we landed in Accra, Ghana. From Accra, Ghana, we took a taxi. We slept at Aflao border post. The border that is between Ghana and Togo. We slept at Aflao border post. Then the following day, we took a car. We got into Togo. Togo is a very small country, so it took us a few hours to drive across Togo to get into Benin. We entered Benin. When we got to Benin, we went to a place called Cotonou in Benin. Cotonou, I think that's the capital city of Benin. But when it comes to witchcraft, when it comes to voodoo, when it comes to magic, black magic, when it comes to witchcraft and all those things, Benin is believed to be the country where a lot of people go. So we got there, and then it's okay, so how are you? What do you want? What brings you here? So I said, look, I want my church to grow. I want a spiritual power. Excuse me, I want spiritual power, and I want growth. I want to see crowds, and I want to prophesy and tell people things about themselves. So he said, okay, no, that's fine. But before we do anything, there's something called protection that we are going to do first. We have to protect you first before we initiate you into the whole process. We slept in this room, me and that guy. This room, very scary stuff were there. I think I've said it last time. The following day, the man came with a razor. Then he cut. There's a lot of cuts on my body, on my chest, my back, somewhere on my arms, and I think here on my neck as well. So you would put maybe 1, 2, 3 cuts, and then there was this black substance that you would use to rub onto the cuts. So after some time, the cuts were dry, but the lines still remained. So he said that is for your protection, to make sure that now that you're being introduced into the realm of the spiritual things, we want to make sure that whatever that you're being introduced to now, you're going to meet other people who are not from this cult, but who are from a different cult.
Details of this adventure were made before the CRO Commission. Jacob Dube named some of these men of God who were still involved in these practices.
I'll talk about this one because I've spoken about it before. The manufacturing of miracles and everything. It's not only Aflukau alone who does that. It's a lot of them. Here in South Africa, with big churches, it's a lot of them. But I'll talk about him because we have had an interaction together, we have had a close relationship together. There's another one from Rustenburg who's also doing the same thing. There's another one also in Soweto doing the same thing.
He recounted how his life changed when he met a man from Ghana and how he was initiated into the underworld. He spoke of how his life changed after that experience.
After I moved and I went to East London, there's a service that I did in East London. It was called Do As I Say service. I have since deleted most of the videos that were available online, but I'm sure there's still some videos that are still available out there. I remember in that video I came with red towels, and those red towels I was distributing them to people, and I was telling people that I remember before I even gave them to people, I had to demonstrate what the towel can do. So I went to probably 3, 4 people in the church. I took the towel, put it on the person's head, and the person would just pass out. Because the towel is do as I say, whatever that I tell the towel to do, that is what the towel will make you do. So this was just for people, but if I was to sit down by myself, the towel or the do as I say power, I'll be using it to get whatever I want from people. For example, if I want you to give me your car, so many people gave me cars, so many people gave me money, so many people gave me things, you know. I drove the best of the best cars at the age of 23, 24, when I was here in East London. Those who are there in this Eastern Cape can attest that this guy was the thing here in Eastern Cape, in East London. Landing at the airport, I would land at the airport with probably more than 30 people waiting for me there, 10 bodyguards, you know, and all that. The life was a very high end, you know.
He exposed some of these men of God in the modern day era that were neck deep into these practices.
Not to waste time, when it came to miracles, for example, the Elliot resurrection stunt that was pulled by Aflukau, that was very fake. It was not a miracle. It was not a miracle. The guy was paid. The guy was paid money to come and act. It was not the first time he was coming to act in AMI. It was actually his second time. The first time he came to act, he was sitting on a wheelchair and the acting was good. They decided to bring him back so that he can do something bigger. So everything that happens, it is done to make sure that everyone who's watching can believe that these people are men of God. And when you believe that they are men of God, whatever they tell you to do, you will do it. That is why we had people traveling from the United States of America, from UK, from London, from everywhere, because whatever they would see on TV, they will see people jumping on wheelchairs like it's nothing.
He says he has given up on such practices and has decided to rediscover himself.
Doing anything publicly, probably for the past 2 months now. A lot of people are asking questions, where's J. Israel? Where is he? What happened to him? Is he okay? I'm working on myself. I'm not preaching. I closed down the church. And I said I will not go back to preach until I'm done with the journey of cleansing myself and getting myself back together. closed down the church. The only thing that I'm busy with now is just my business and working on getting myself back together again, spiritually and physically and everything.
Whatever the case may be, whatever anybody might have done, it is important to note that a modern day Christianity is under siege.
Life.
Rise up! Yes! Come on! Yes! Come on!